there is a lot of if-then equations in figuring out this inflation thing. And when you really stop to think about it, the classic definition of inflation is too much money chasing too few goods. Well, if you look at the circumstances in which we live right now, the supply of goods is obviously down because we shut down the economy, and COVID has prevented, a lot of the normal business activity to take place. So you've got too few goods on one side, and on the other side, if you take a look at American savings rates, they're really up. The stock market is really up, and government spending is really up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got a very classic setup. I don't know that I've seen such a classic setup of inflation before.
Yeah, I mean, not that I can think of in my history. As an adult, at a time, I was a business owner myself, an entrepreneur myself, and we saw this inflation really increase at that time for the cost of goods. Whenever we were in the housing industry, we in 2005, I guess, when Katrina came through, that was really a big. That really started the catalyst of housing, along with the banking industry. But getting a little off topic there. We felt that inflation quite a bit, this cost push.
Yeah, and I think that clearly, Scott, you can have maybe the opinion of, well, is somebody behind the scenes really controlling that? I don't think that really, I think it does happen to some extent, but I think the economic forces are a bigger driver of that.
Yeah, we love First Trust Advisors and Brian Westbury, who is their chief economist. I'm going to borrow from him to kind of give you a really quick analogy of this. When you talk about, John, the factors that are in play that are unique to our current inflationary environment, the influx of money into the money supply. You talked about government spending. The government was handing checks to people or sending checks to people to spend that infusion of money into the money supply, and then the supply shortage on top of that. So he uses the analogy of if there is $100 in the United States economy, for simple math, right?
Right.
$100 in the United States economy, and there are 10 apples, that is the supply of goods in the United States economy, then an apple's going to cost what? $10, right?
$10,
10 apples, $10 a piece, $100. When you infuse money into the money supply and now you have $130, let's say, in the money supply, and you still have 10 apples, well, what's the price of an apple now?
$1.30.
Yeah, so you go up by 30%, $13 an apple on 10 apples to $130. Now, you add the supply chain disruption, and you still have the $130 in the money supply, and now you only have 5 apples. Well, now what the cost is $26, right?
Yeah.
$26 an apple. So, that's kind of an extreme case, but that's what we've done in our current situation. We've infused money into the money supply, and we're having trouble keeping up on the supply side, and that's why things are as high as they are. Want more content like this delivered to your inbox weekly? Visit fastestforward.com to learn more.